The ICF Canoe Sprint World Championships are brought to you by the Province of Ontario, the Government of Canada, and Tourism Niagara.
And up next is race number 42, semifinal number 1 of the Junior Men's C2 1,000 meters.
I really like this next race, Tom. In lane number 1, Japan's Arimuro and Suzuki. In lane 2, the Czech Republic's Hadjic and Hadjic. Lane 3, Brazil's Santos and Santos. Lane 4, France's Joyez and Leblanc. Lane 5, Poland's Kwiatkowski and Barniak. Lane 6, Mexico's Velasco and Silva. Lane number 7, Korea's Shin and Choi. Lane number 8, India's Tomar and Shaw. And lane number 9, Gay and Baird. We're going to see the top 3 join our Canadian crew, Besmer and Stott, in the finals.
Yeah, lots of brothers in this race. It reminds me of the famous Canadian Budai brothers, Thomas and Attila, who raced at numerous Olympic Games representing Canada, some of our finest paddlers.
One minute to the start. 1 minute.
If I had to pick a favorite in this race right now, it would be France in lane 4. They are a strong crew. They had a good time in their heat earlier this morning, 3:48. That's a solid time and a bit of a headwind. That's what you want to see. Next to them in lane 5 is Poland. They also had a good time. So it's the red boat in the middle, and to the right, the red and white boat with the white tops. That's the Polish crew in the middle. They are maybe the favorite, but I'd say it's going to be between them and France. Lanes 4 and 5, red boat and red and white boat in the middle.
And keep your eye on lane number 9, a Canadian connection with Nick Baird, who paddles for Sonobe Canoe Club in lane number 9, paddling for the USA.
Yeah, Ian Ross had a great race earlier today in the under 23 men's C1. So I think we can expect something from the U.S. crew, but these guys in the middle here, they earned this berth in the semifinal by racing hard in the heats this morning. Next to the French crew is also Brazil. Very strong team, the Brazilians in lane 3, Santos and Santos. They are gearing up for the Olympics, and the start is off. The French crew in the red boat in the middle of your screen has taken the lead already. We'll see if they can hold it the whole way through. They are my favorite. Them and the Poles in the red and white.
And you can see off the start, Tom, they're going about 75 to 80 strokes a minute. They're going to drop it down to a working rate stroke of about 62 a minute. But right now it's about getting that boat and propelling it quickly and using that momentum to allow you to lengthen out your stroke and pull with those big back muscles. This is the Canadian doubles.
We can see the difference in technique here a little bit. The French athletes have a bit of a higher rate than the Polish athletes to the right, but it looks like it's paid off so far. The danger is in a 1,000-meter race, it's long, there's a headwind, it's going to be a bit longer than normal. If you go out too hard and too spinny, that is too high of a turnover rate, you can fade quickly at the end.
And here we go with the Czech Republic coming into view now in lane number 2. You can see in their blue jerseys and the black yellow, they've dropped their stroke rate down to about 65 strokes a minute. This is the Canadian doubles. The C stands for the word Canadian.
Now they're fighting for 1 to 3 to get to the A final, where anything can happen and a medal is up for grabs. You have to come in top 3 in this semifinal. All these athletes know that. They all know I've got to come in top 3. That's what matters right now. So that's what they're fighting for. If you get 4 boats up in the front like we have right now, it gets a little stressful. Sometimes you'll be lucky and it'll be 1, 2, or 3 boats that are way out on the field and you sit comfortably and you can relax, but that doesn't look like it's happening. It looks to me like Mexico, the green and red boat in lane 6, is really fighting hard. There's a history of canoers in Mexico. It began with Cristobal in 2006, winning the Senior World Championships. They're a strong country. They came here, we heard that they drove here to compete. It's amazing to see that. And it looks like they're going for that final.
And I've heard that the Mexican team took 5 days to drive here. They're a dedicated crew. This is fantastic for their program. If this Mexican crew can get themselves into the final and join our Canadians in the A final later on in the competition, it'll be fantastic for the program.
We just saw them crossing the 500-meter. Mexico in lane 6 in the green and red boat in the lead, still there. The Polish crew in second. Red and white boat, nice long strokes. I predict the Poles will have a big finish. The French crew in 4, lane 4, red boat. finishing just behind. Look at the Mexicans. They look solid. They look connected. It's important to keep that boat smooth. Two light guys. They're going with a high rate. That's what you got to do if you're a little bit smaller, a higher stroke rate. The Polish crew in the middle, though, looks very solid. I think they're going to have a big finish. If they feel like trying to get it from the Mexicans, we might see that. And in fact, it looks like they've just kicked it up a little bit. A little more emphasis on that exit. Lets the boat glide through the water better. Little more power on the catch. You just pick it up. It's these minute changes in effort that really make the difference over the long term. And it is a long race.
And this Mexican crew seems to be taking advantage of their strengths. They're a light crew. They've got to have a higher stroke rate to take advantage of this headwind that they're now encountering. You can see beside them in the red boat, the Polish crew with the white jerseys are challenging, but here go the Mexicans. They're taking advantage of their strengths. They're a light crew. They know the headwind's going to hurt the heavier crews.
Here at the 200-meter mark, it is still Mexico by about a meter over the Polish crew and the red and white boat in the middle. Up at the top of your screen, though, the Czechs have really picked it up, fighting for third. They got ahead of that French crew. As we said earlier, the French crew maybe went out a little bit too hard, a little too high a rate, didn't anticipate that the headwind would be that difficult for them, and now the Czechs have passed them. Remember, 1 to 3 to the A final. Everyone else is out. You want to come top 3. You want to get to that spot where medals are already up for grabs. The Czechs on the top of your screen are flying now. It is a 3-boat race. The Czechs have really poured it on in the end. They were waiting, they were saving that energy. They knew it was going to be a long 1,000 meters. An excellent race plan by them with 50 meters left. It looks like it's going to be the Czech Republic.
And this Mexican crew's having some steering problems. They want this 5-day drive to be a little lighter on the way home. They need to get to that A final. It looks like they're going to punch their ticket here, Tom.
Looks like they did, yeah. So the winners were the Czech Republic, followed by Poland in lane 5, and then Mexico in lane 6. Here's the results from race number 42, the junior men's C2 1,000 meter semifinal number 1. Look at that Czech boat. Edged out the rest of the field by about a second, but at the 500 they were back. They played a very smart race there, settled into a nice rhythm, and at the end of the race they had enough energy to pass the Polish crew and pass that Mexican crew. Those 3 boats, Czech Republic, Poland, and Mexico, will go on to the A final on Saturday morning.